So we're going back into mid-March here. The weather is changing in South Florida. It's going to be a whopping 65 degrees at my house this week. And just got back last week from a trip down, a Vistage meeting, trip down to Costa Rica. Went off into the rainforest area down there in the southern end of Costa Rica. That was really fabulous. Hey, Bendy, how are you? We went out fishing on a charter out there.
We're doing a little offshore, on the water research today.
Caught a really nice, big, beautiful Pacific sail fish. I had a marlin on. He jumped and got off. That was pretty cool to have the marlin on for a couple minutes. And all in all, it was a beautiful place. Had some really fabulous meetings with business associates down there. Jolie and I were enjoying our remote office, off the grid down in Costa Rica. And it was a really educational experience. We saw macaws, we saw toucans, we saw just a whole bunch of different monkeys. We saw howler monkeys, we saw a sloth. It was really a beautiful trip. And then this past week, we went down to the one and only Marco Rocks down in way South Dade, down near Homestead with the Florida Marine Aquarium Society. And the idea was to have a barbecue and tour of the Marco Rocks facility and really see how they've grown so well over the last, I've probably been buying rock from Mark now for at least almost 20 years. This big reef behind us has big Marco Rock slabs that we put in there 4 years ago, one that was brand new, white rock, and how it's grown into this really thriving reef exhibit is incredible. Joe Caparati, who's a partner in Marco Rocks, was there, gave us a big talk about how to put the big Marco Rock pieces together, discussed some of the work they had recently done at the Moat Marine's new facility. They're doing some rockscaping there with massive rocks and demonstrated to us how you can use a fiberglass rod with a drill bit, a 1/2-inch masonry bit to drill through the rock and actually pin the rocks together and hammer them in so they can't fall down, and you can make even really super cool architectural rockscapes there. They showed us their coralline rock, which is their dyed purple rock, which is different. It's not painted, it's actually dyed. So the oolite calcium carbonate rock is mined here in South Dade, very special type of oolite rock. You can take that and put that into the secret sauce they have, which is purple, and then the rock absorbs that color and stays purple. It's really a cool way to do it. They showed us that, their shelf, their regular rocks, their whole rock washing facilities. And then we had a great barbecue. Mark made some pulled pork, jerk chicken, barbecue chicken, and we had some rice and beans. Just a whole great amount of food. Lots of questions from the different hobbyists that were there. Julian, who is an FMAS member, lifetime like myself, was there. Julian Sprung. It was really great to sit down with the guys and look at the facility and recognize how significant their company has become over the last 20 years. I mean, they've built what I would call a very successful company here in South Florida, like Julian's or our companies. You've got Dick Greenfield at Carib Sea, maybe Barry at Worldwide Imports over here. So we do have a group of very successful business people here in South Florida that are all associated with Florida Marine Aquarium Society to one degree or another, that have been here for a lifetime. So we've used a lot of large Marco Rock pieces, even in the 6,000 in Atlanta, a massive rockscape in there. We used about, I think it was 6,800 pounds of Marco Rock, some really massive shelf pieces. And it's a lot of work, but that foundation with really great oolitic calcium carbonate rock that's basically ancient mined coral reefs down from South Dade is a fabulous product when you're setting up a reef aquarium. I know Julian has a branded product from there that's called Stacks. That's pretty cool too for anybody with a smaller reef aquarium. And all in all, it was a really great event down there.
He's one of our sponsors for the Reeflorida Symposium. We thank him for his generosity. Welcome, Jeff.
Thank you, Cassie. See, all the corals in there are all aquaculture. If you have $1 million, you want to buy an aquarium, call us. I'm going to introduce Louis Aguirre. He has been a television reporter since 1989. Louis brings awareness of environmental issues in South Florida with the purpose of seeking solutions. Welcome, Louis, to the stage.
Thank you, Jeff. I think I was at one of your first shows. at the original Museum of Science, you had an aquarium convention, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
And 11-year-old and 12-year-old Louis was fascinated by that. You did beautiful work. And thank you for being here tonight.
This week, Frost Science down in downtown Miami, we have the annual Reeflorida event. Last year was the inaugural event, and Reef AQUARIA Design was a sponsor for last year, and we agreed to do a sponsorship this year. It was started on Wednesday. Actually, registration for us was Tuesday, but it's been going through the week, and really fascinating to see the direction and the amount of interest with so many people getting involved. It's pretty cool because we get different coral reef practitioners, reef scientists, regulatory bodies, Army Corps of Engineers. There'll be people from Florida DEP. There'll be people from all areas of the restoration realm that's going on right now throughout Florida and the world to this annual event. And we'll learn a lot more about their plans on what they're doing for the restoration efforts, the dredge effort that's going to happen at Port Everglades, which is really significant, to deepen that to, I believe, 50 feet plus as well, and help us plant the groundwork for future restoration efforts throughout Florida. Florida's really the main place that it's happening, and obviously the most relevant relative to us. It's a really awesome thing and fabulous that Frost has such a wonderful facility for us to have a great space to meet at. Remember to like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.